trade union! Unite housing workers fighting for 10% pay increase! Unite! Unite! Unite and fight! Here, I'll take a picture of you two. Thanks very much for everybody that's come. We've got sanctuary workers and they are the most important part of this protest today. We've got tenants here and we've even got former councillors. As the prices of food and rent and mortgage and transport rises, then so should our wages, because their profits are rising as well. Your neighbour, that's what caused those profits to rise, that's what caused that revenue to rise, and you should have a decent share of that pie. 4% you were offered. 4% the sanctuary workers were offered. And to add insult to injury, that's on the basis of them receiving nothing in the last year, despite all the sacrifices that you've made. I'd like to pay tribute to some of our members in Sanctuary that have had to suffer disciplinaries as a result of the tempers that have been frayed over the last months. We say to the Sanctuary management, stop bullying our members, stop telling them that they have to work longer for the same amount of pay, and stop telling them that they don't deserve a decent pay rise. And we demand an inflation-busting increase. 10%. 10% at least.
We're fed up of going to tenants' houses and only being able to do like half jobs. I work in the voids team and we're doing minimal amounts of work on property and putting old age pensioners in them and being told they can have a grant. This is not right. This has got to stop. Has to stop. And it can only stop with us people in Sanctuary joining Unite and standing up and fighting. But I'm so happy you've all turned up and I thank all of you.
We also want to bring solidarity from the Social Housing Action Campaign, which is an organisation of social housing tenants. And it's important that we do this because the likes of Sanctuary will want to divide us. They'll want to play off workers and tenants. And actually we have the same interests. We have the same problem, which is that decisions are taken for profit, for the investors, and not for people and not for providing service. Sanctuary, we know, is highly profitable like other housing associations. The housing association sector pleads poverty, but its annual profits are about 4.5 billion. That's got a B on the end. And that's why global finance is investing in social housing. That's why the likes of BlackRock, and I looked up his pay, last year Steve Schwartzman got 1.1 billion. That's not his wealth, that's a year's income. He and his ilk are investing in social housing in Britain, and social housing bosses are running the organisations to generate profits for Steve Schwartzman. Well, if they can generate profits for Steve Schwartzman to have 1.1 billion, they can give us enough to live off. And that's the message.
I wanted to bring our solidarity and to say, we know that lots of these organisations have got brilliant policies at the top, but when it comes down to the people at the bottom, they're only fine words unless we've got a strong union like Unite pushing to make sure that people are defended, aren't bullied.
And if there was any doubt that lingers in your mind that organisations like Sanctuary can't treat you better, can't offer you more pay, can't offer you more time off, then don't listen to someone from Unite. Listen from the Chief Financial Officer of this organisation, Sanctuary, in their most recent financial statement. This is what he said. He said, our strong performance, coupled with the recovery in our surplus, profits in other words, will enable us to pursue our strategic objectives while having the continued capability to withstand the external economic factors, including inflationary pressures. In other words, we're having a good time, we've got loads of money, we're okay. Well, they might be okay, but the workers aren't okay, and the tenants aren't okay. And that's why we've called this protest, And that's why I hope that this will be the first of many protests, because it's up to workers like yourselves, it's up to our trade union, Unite, to lead you in that fight and to lead you to a successful conclusion.
Well done, Nick. Well done.